we have discussed the functions and powers of the president. Now let's discuss the functions and powers of vice president and the prime ministers. In the absence of the president, the vice president performs the functions of the president. The vice presidential election is carried out by the members of both the houses of the parliament. The term period of the vice president is also of 5 years. The vice president is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Now this question may be asked in your MCQ, who is the chairman of Rajya Sabha? Vice president. The president submits the resignations to the vice president. This is again important. Now suppose the president of India wants to resign his post. So the president submits his resignations to the vice president. Then the prime minister. The prime minister is the real head of the central government. The prime minister is the head of the party who has achieved a majority in the general elections. He is appointed formally by the president. The ministers to the cabinet are appointed as per the counsel of the prime minister. He distributes the portfolio. Any minister either to be taken left or continued in the cabinet is decided by the prime minister, and he presides over the meeting of the cabinet and also looks after the functioning of various departments of the cabinet. He takes pivotal decisions, यानी कि ये जो है वो whatever decisions are taken in the parliament, the prime minister's decision is final. The prime minister is the head of the planning commission, which is now known as policy commission. There are 3 levels of ministers under the prime minister: the cabinet ministers, the state ministers, and deputy ministers. The prime minister should be a member of any one house of the parliament. The ministers are individually responsible for their ministry and departments. The council of ministers is collectively responsible and accountable to the Lok Sabha. If the Lok Sabha rejects the policy of the government on a parliament particular issue, it is not only the responsible minister for that subject, but the whole council of ministers must accept the responsibility and resign. Now the governor, and you know well that the governor is again the head of the state. President is the head of the country, but the governor is the head of the state. Now what are the functions and powers of the governor? Let's discuss. Governor. The governor is appointed by the president of India. There are many states in India like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. So all the states have its own governor, and all the governors are appointed by the president on the advice of the council of ministers headed by the prime minister. The president can appoint a person as the governor of more than one state. Any citizen of India who is 35 years of age, now this is the qualification, governor should be of more than 35 years of age, may be appointed as the governor. The term of the governor is for 5 years, and however he holds office during the pleasure of the president and can be removed from office even before the expiry of his term, or he can also be transferred to any other state as a governor. The governor is the constitutional and formal head of the state, and all executive powers of the state government are vested in him. He appoints the chief minister, who has a clear majority, and he also appoints other members of the Council of Ministers on the advice of the Chief Minister. He appoints the Advocate General, the Chairperson, the members of the State Public Service Commission. He is consulted by the President of India for the appointment of judges of the High Court. The Governor has significant legislative powers. He summons and propagates the sessions of the state legislature. He can dissolve the state assembly before the expiry of its full term. He can also issue ordinances. A bill passed by the state legislature can become a law only after the governor assents to it. And as the president puts his signature and the bill becomes an act, the same way governor in legislative assembly also, if he after his assent, the bill becomes an act in the state. The position of the governor in the state is similarly to that of the president at the center, and his powers are actually exercised by the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. But the governor can exercise certain powers independently also, and normally the governor of the state is ex officio councillor of all the universities of the state. So suppose there are 15 universities or 20 universities in the state. So who is the ex officio councillor of all the universities? The governor. Governor is ex officio councillor of all the universities. This is important point. The governor can belong to any political party, but after assuming his post, the governor has to perform his duties firmly and impartially. The Chief Minister and Council of Ministers. My dear friends, you know well who is the Chief Minister of Gujarat? Vijay Rupani. And we are talking about the other ministers of Gujarat. Now, what are the duties and functions of Chief Minister and other ministers? Let's start. The Chief Minister is appointed by the Governor. The Governor appoints the leader of the majority party as the Chief Minister. If no single party gets the majority, the leader of the combination of parties constituting the majority of the leader of the largest party having the support of the majority is appointed as the Chief Minister. Other members of the Council of Ministers are also appointed by the Governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. Though the administration of the state is carried out in the name of Governor, in reality, the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers enjoy most of the powers of the Governor. In Gujarat, the office of the Chief Minister and Cabinet Ministers is situated in the new Secretariat Swarnim Sankul, Gandhinagar. The Governor administers the oath of Secretary to the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers orally, and thereafter they sign the same. In the State Cabinet Ministry, there are 4 types of ministers: Cabinet Ministers, State Level Ministers, Deputy Level Ministers, and Parliamentary Secretary. The Chief Minister distributes the portfolio to the Cabinet Ministers. He also presents the issues of policy making, transparent administration, question of people of central government. During the time of calamities, he provides basic amenities, love and care to people, and he provides a strong leadership to the state legislature. The Chief Minister is the torch-bearer and pathfinder of government policies regarding the growth of the state. The administrative system. The political executive frame various policies in different fields. The detailed and insufficient implementation of these policies is done by the administrative executive. The administrative executive advises and guides the state executives in the matter of policies. It provides required information and figures. However, the political executive is not bound to follow the advice of it. No matter how important or welfare oriented are the policies, laws, if they are not effectively implemented by the administrative executive, then its purpose is marred. Thus, the administrative system provides the necessary backup to the executive in the formulation and implementation of policies. Expert and professionally efficient and experienced public servants in the field of foreign relations, defense, security forces, international trade and commerce, nuclear energy, production, distribution, banking, insurance. My dear friends, please remember all these points. Defense, security, forces, international trade and commerce, nuclear energy, then energy, production, distribution, banking, insurance and foreign exchange are the backbone of the government. Collector is appointed as an administrative head at district level and his office at Jilla Seva Sadan. Their expertise, knowledge, administrative insight, broad experience, prediction, administrative efficiency helps them to carry out the administrative effectively. From the organs of the government, the state executive acts as the brain behind the welfare of the people, whereas the administrative executive is like the limbs. An amicable relation between the political executive and the administrative executive is the prerequisite for the smooth governance of the state. The power and influence of the government is becoming more centered in the bureaucracy. Nepotism, corruption, dishonesty, inefficiency, misconduct, escapism are the evils of bureaucracy. So, to control such evils, Lokpal or Lokyukt is needed. Remember these two words, Lokpal and Lokyukt. In this situation, bureaucracy, nepotism, corruption, dishonesty, inefficiency, misconduct, escapism, in all these situations, Lokpal and Lokyuk is needed. To stop the corruption, Gujarat government has started an entire separate department by the name of Anti-Corruption Bureau. Anti-Corruption Bureau is started by Gujarat government and its toll-free number is 1800-2334-4444 and people can contact the number to file their complaints. Political stability is expected from the administrative system as there is government comprising of different political parties. The administrative system helps to excel the development of the government by implementing various development schemes and programs. हाँ दोस्तों, जब हमने ये लेसन शुरू किया था तब मैंने बताया था कि गवर्नमेंट के मुख्य 3 ऑर्गन होते हैं. उसमें जो सेकंड नंबर का ऑर्गन जो था, उस ऑर्गन को मैंने बताया था कि एजुकेटिव. तो ये जो एजुकेटिव नाम का जो ऑर्गन है सेकंड नंबर का, वो 2 प्रकार के होते हैं. एक होते हैं सेंट्रल लेवल पे एजुकेटिव और दूसरा होता है स्टेट लेवल का एजुकेटिव. तो उसमें भी 2 प्रकार, यानी कि गवर्नर और लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली सेक्रेटेरिएट. ये जो 2 प्रकार के एग्जीक्यूटिव जो होते हैं, उसमें एक प्रकार होता है जिसको हम कहते हैं नेता, यानी कि पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव होते हैं वो, और दूसरा जो प्रकार है वो ऑफिसर, यानी कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव होते हैं, जो पूरे राज्य का, देश का जो ऑफिसर होते हैं. और ये जो होता है यानी कि लेफ्ट साइड में, ये पॉलिटिकल, यानी कि जिसको हम नेता के रूप में, लीडर के रूप में हम जिसको हम जानते हैं, मानते हैं. जो पहला होता है वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट पंचायत, यानी कि हमारा जो जिला होता है, आनंद हो, अहमदाबाद हो, बड़ौदा हो, उसका जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट होता है उसका एक पंचायत होती है और उसके भी प्रेसिडेंट होते हैं, उसके भी मेंबर्स होते हैं, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट होते हैं, उसके मेंबर्स होते हैं, जिसको हम क्या कहते हैं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट पंचायत, गुजराती में એને કહેવાય કે जिला पंचायत। और जो जिला पंचायत होती है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट पंचायत, उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव होता है, उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव होता है डीईओ, डेवलपमेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट डेवलपमेंट ऑफिसर। जो कोई भी जिला होता है उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव होता है डीडीओ, जिसको कहते हैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट डेवलपमेंट ऑफिसर। वैसे ही उसके नीचे उसका छोटा स्वरूप, यानी कि एक जिले के अंदर, मान लो कि आणंद जिला है, तो आणंद जिले के अंदर अलग अलग तालुका है, मान लो कि तारापुर है, सोजित्रा है, हमारा आणंद है, तो उसका भी एक पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव जो होता है उसका, वो उसको कहते हैं तालुका पंचायत प्रमुख। उसका भी वाइस प्रेसिडेंट होता है और उसके भी मेंबर्स होते हैं, तो उसको कहते हैं तालुका पंचायत। और जो तालुका पंचायत है उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव है, कौन है वो, उसको कहते हैं हम टीडीओ। टीडीओ का फुल फॉर्म होता है तालुका डेवलपमेंट ऑफिसर, इसको कहते हैं हम टीडीओ, तालुका डेवलपमेंट ऑफिसर। और तालुका के अंदर बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे गांव होते हैं, और उस गांव का भी एक पंचायत होता है, और उस गांव के जो पंचायत है उसको कहते हैं हम ग्राम पंचायत। और ग्राम पंचायत का पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव कौन होता है, सरपंच। गांव का पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव है सरपंच, और उसके नीचे डेप्यूटी सरपंच भी होता है। और जो गांव है, छोटा सा गांव, उसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव कौन होता है, तलाटी कम मंत्री। और जो हर रोज गांव में जाता है, सरपंच को मिलता है, और गांव का छोटा छोटा कोई प्रॉब्लम्स होता है तो वो अपने सॉल्व करने का प्रयत्न करता है। दोस्तों, ऐसे हमारे पूरे भारत के, देश के और राज्य के सभी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर जो होते हैं वो काम करते हैं, और पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव जो होते हैं वो उसके साथ रहते हैं। हाँ दोस्तों, नाउ इस पॉइंट के अंदर आपको 3 वर्ड आपको अच्छी तरह समझने हैं, म्यूनिसिपालिटी, म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन एंड महानगर, मेगा सिटी, निगम। तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, एज पर द 74th constitutional amendment, the urban areas were provided with the urban institute of self governance and as per the population of area। दोस्तों, आपने देखा कि यहाँ पे हमारे आनंद की बात करें तो आनंद में म्यूनिसिपालिटी, करमसद म्यूनिसिपालिटी, सोजित्रा नगर पालिका, ऐसे आपने नाम सुने होंगे। तो ये सब क्या है, तो म्यूनिसिपालिटी, म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन एंड महानगर मेगा सिटी निगम। तो ऑल दीज आर सिलेक्टेड, कीप इन माइंड द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ एरिया। उस एरिया का पॉपुलेशन कितना है, तो उसके मुताबिक ये नक्की करते हैं गवर्नमेंट के उसको म्यूनिसिपैलिटी का नाम दिया जाए या वो म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन में आते हैं। इन ऑल द 3 विंग्स ऑफ अर्बन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सेल्फ गवर्नेंस, मेयर इज इलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द मेजोरिटी विंग। जो म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन होती है और महानिगम होता है, उसका जो हेड होता है उसको क्या कहते हैं हम, मेयर। फॉर एग्जाम्पल बड़ौदा की बात करें या अहमदाबाद की बात करें तो कितना बड़ा सिटी है, कितना पॉपुलेशन है उसके अंदर ज्यादा, तो उसका जो निगम होता है उसका जो लीडर है उसको क्या कहते हैं हम, मेयर। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस देयर आर चेयरमैन ऑफ वेरियस कमिटीज एंड कॉर्पोरेटर्स एज पर वेरियस वार्ड्स एंड वार्ड वाइज रिजर्वेशन फॉर वीमेन एंड रिजर्व्ड कास्ट आर मेंटेन्ड। Various committees carried out various responsibilities of many fields in the decentralized manner, and city planning, land reforms, road, bridges, flyovers, bridge construction, water management, sewage management, civil development, environmental facilities, and all these facilities. My dear friends, look at the screen. So, city planning, land reforms, road, bridges, flyovers and bridge construction, water management, sewage management, civil development, environmental facilities, fire department, service, education, health, culture, entertainment, city scale development and development of morgue and cremant, all these, all these facilities are maintained by the municipality or municipal corporation according to the population of the city. This is called urban governance, and all are managed by funds collected from people under the public private partnership. And जिसको कहते हैं हम जो कर वेरे हम भरते हैं ना म्यूनिसिपालिटी के अंदर, यानी कि वी पे द टैक्सेस टू द म्यूनिसिपालिटी and all this managed by funds collected by the people, and as well as the taxes collected from the people and government grants. The administrative head of the municipal corporation is known as the municipal commissioner, and under him there are zonal heads having technical and administrative knowledge and various officers. When a cordial relation is established between the elected wing and the administrative wing, then many works can be carried out relating to the welfare of the people. Last point is judiciary. The Constitution of India has accepted the ideals that all its citizens should get social, economic and political justice, thereby a just and equitable social order can be established. If any person breaks any law, then he is either punished or fined by the judiciary. The judiciary checks whether the laws in the coordinates with the constitutional provision, and if the law is not consistent with the constitution, it declares the law unconstitutional and void. If federal system powers and functions are divided among unit states and centers, it is the functional and the judicial system to see the both the general and the state government carry out their own work without interfering with each other's work. When any dispute arises between the central and the unit state, then they are solved by the Supreme Court. The Indian judiciary is continuous and linear. At the top of the central level there is the Supreme Court, and the middle of the state level there are high courts, and at the bottom level there are trial courts, civil courts and criminal courts and various subordinate courts.